40 players still alive in this lobby. We are on zone number 6. This is absolutely unprecedented at these types of events. I can't even believe what I'm watching right now. Benji Fishy tarping out, using the cones to reinforce the structure to make sure that he's not easily shot down, but a huge risk taken by him. We see Richie here taking some shots. He does still have shield in his inventory, but a team is trying to push up on him. He does go down to 48 health. He needs to get those shields off right now.
Yeah, he's trying to get into this thing. It shows how good these players are, that they can carry people they've never played before. Benji Fishy showing his competitive nature, getting these players in. He is a phenomenal in-game leader, just tarping out for them. Alithia is just following behind. She's doing well as well. She's getting some builds out. Benji leading the charge. They're looking at the front there, reinforcing these builds, making sure they hold up, and now he's going to try and get them onto the high ground. They're in the best position coming into endgame. Seeing Airwax take down a few people in the feed, Elevate taking down Jinx, so Jinx's team is now without their pro. If Mully is still holding out in this kind of a lobby, I would not be surprised if any content creator or celebrity gets confused. I would be getting confused in this lobby right now. This is a stack lobby. Twix pushing up towards Benji Fishy. Look how many players we have alive right now.
This is absolutely wild. Just a moment ago, I talked about how we had over 40 players. Now we're down to 27, 16 teams remaining. Again, 4 away from those placements. Benji Fishy with the huge upset ends up taking out a member of Cloud9. We can see Epic Whale is still alive. Aerox is still have Harpies there. We have Saf here. He gets another elimination, nets himself another 50 shield and health. Does take out Volks as well. Volks has gone down. 20 players alive. We are now at the threshold for placement points.
Here we are. We're on the second rotating zone now. Jet's trying to get this elimination. He does. He takes down Leon. He keeps pushing through. The tunneling coming out. He needs to make it forward as he can and just keep pushing with what he has. He does not have a lot of materials. 7 builds total, as you can see there, beneath his eliminations. He has 3. He's pushing into this placement threshold. Any further he goes now, it's going to be amazing. Elevate looking so healthy, though. He has 1 Slurpfish, 3 minis with an amazing inventory, except for those materials. He only has 4 builds. He's waiting for Zexo to push forward. If he gets this elimination on Zexo, he can replenish some of those mats, and he gets shot from behind, unfortunately. Who is this on high ground? Of course it is Zate, the competitive veteran on high ground, absolutely decimating this lobby. Elevate taking a lot of damage here, trying to hold the builds. He managed to replace some of those mats, and he goes down to Zexo. We have some of the best international players in the world. Jaomok, Zexo, Zate, Luta. We have 2 OCE players and 3 NA. Europe is out of contention this first game. Jaomok trying to fight it scrappy on the low ground. He's trying to find his way through these builds. Luta, he's versing one of OCE's best mechanical players in Chantis. They are a duo right now. Luta and Chantis are on the same team with these fish skins. Jaomok pushes out and cannot handle it. Zate on the high ground. He has to. It's 3 players alive. He's trying to find this one in there. Luta and Chantis on the low ground with Zexo. So we have 3 teams. So far, you'd have to say Luta and Chantis have the advantage right now, being at the only duo versing 2 solos.
Yeah, unbelievable. Zate does have the ultimate high ground. You can see that he used the harpoon gun to actually bring in some metal, give him some mats, because until that point, he was running very low. Still controlling the high ground. We have Chances down here, looking to make some edits. Doesn't have a ton of builds left either. This is coming down to the wire, Ozzy.
It's coming so close. We have Luta and Chances using the numbers advantage, but Zate having the positional advantage. Right now, Luta is phenomenal mechanically, but Zate right now, this is the player who has won so many tournaments, played in so many massive lands. Let's see if he can close down low ground against Luta. Shots come out, and no! Zate goes down to Luta. 22 points for this team in their first game. They pick up 7 eliminations as a squad and the victory royale, going down. Zate's team coming second. That was a phenomenal first game. This is Celebrity Pro-Am Trios. In case you've just tuned in, you may have missed this. A lot of those players are not competitive Fortnite players. That was a phenomenal game.
I honestly...
6, he'll be the red icon. No, I think he has gone down. It's just Ruben, but he's also in metals. There's Muselk. He has been knocked. He's so close to Ruben, though. Ruben might be able to get the revive on him. He might pick him back up. And Ruben is currently sitting in fully built metal. Fully built metal, you cannot see through. There is no gaps in it. They have no idea anyone's there. And it looks like he is. Ruben might get the revive on Muselk. I don't know if he's going for it. I don't think so. We have a lot of players on the high ground, though. That team doing insanely well to try and get themselves back in it. But I am noticing Lachlan's team up on the high ground up there. Luta's still holding it down as well. So our winning team right now, Luta, he is still going it solo as a pro. Lachlan on the high ground with Enshway and Fresh. I would have to assume they're going to close this one out. They are in the best position possible.
Guess who it is? Lachlan's still alive with Mr. Fresh Asian, and they have ultimate high ground right now. So the fan favorites here, Mr. Fresh Asian and Lachlan in a great position to close this one out. Meanwhile, 100 Thieves Elevate picking up some limbs. His duo, Cease, on a different team here, picking up an elimination as well, top left of your screen. Zate, the other pro player, doing it as well. So that's at least 3+ eliminations for Zate. looking pretty right now in the elim category.
Currently in that second place, but right now it's all about positioning. We see Nyrox there on the left of the screen too. He needs to get in. Papi rotating around on the bottom side. Solo again, we see Epic Whale, one of the favorites tomorrow, but also in a very good team. Epic Whale, Magma, and Baker Boy on that low ground together. The high ground is an advantage right now for Fresh's team. If the zone keeps pulling back up towards them, they're going to pick up so many eliminations. You have to assume the win. We have Chief, Slayer, and Mao here. Mitch Robinson unfortunately going down. One of their power players, the celebrity for that team, and they're using this high ground advantage. This is a very interesting zone. Not many zones in the current map will pull off the mountain like this. This is a very high elevation. See, they're dropping down. The problem is if that zone goes back up now and you don't have the mats, you are stuck down here with no vertical rotation.
Yeah, that's a great call out. The teams we talked a lot about, Chief, Slayer, Mitch Robinson actually just get taken out, but look who it is still. It's Lachlan, Mr. Fresh Asian with ultimate high ground. The best position to close this one out. Can they do it is the question here, Aussie Antics.
I think they can do it, honestly, right now. They're in the best position, and I just saw something so hopeful there. Enshway, the celebrity, editing up through Fresh and not bringing him down. This is such team coordination. I would have expected this in competitive trios. If I tuned in, you had no names on, I would assume this team on high ground, rocking the tennis skins, was a full competitive trio. Shots coming out now on Benji Fishy, one of the favorites coming into today. They need to start rotating through them, and they get Zone. Zone has come back up the mountain. Lachlan, Enshway, and Fresh are in an insane position. I cannot overstate, this is pretty much the best position you could possibly be going into this endgame.
That's a great call out. To break down what you just mentioned there, when there's natural cover like a mountain, you obviously can't destroy that mountain, so it's really difficult to have to build your way back up the mountain if you're at the bottom, and the circle is going to rotate in competitive Fortnite, so that circle is going to now move all the way slowly but surely to this new circle in moments here as it's happening slowly. Symmetrical and Co in probably one of the worst positions.
Yeah, they're rotating through. He's keeping them very well. Symmetrical showing his competitive prowess here, building beautiful tunnels, and then Fresh, Enshway, and Lachlan tarping across. Unfortunately, Lachlan's by himself now. Enshway and Fresh gets knocked down. This is where things will get really ugly for people like Enshway keeping, and Lachlan goes down. They go from being in the best position to the worst because they were just that little bit too far apart. But then again, Fresh can close this one out. He is good enough to do it. As I say, that 39 takes down Bumper though, so he'll get the siphon on that elimination. 89 health, has the minis now, but it's down to him. Enshway and Lachlan have both gone down.
Mr. Fresh Asian always finds a way to perform when it matters the most. Finds one elimination, gets the siphon 50 health, and takes too many potions. He's right back where he wants to be. Epic Whale, one of the top players, gets taken out as well from NRG. Cease with high ground right now, so it goes from Mr. Fresh Asian having high ground to guess who it is? It's Papa Cease right now, holding it down with 6 eliminations.
And Luda just went down, but he gained the first set of placement points. So Luda's team, who is in first, just gained placement points as a solo. He carried him there, but he went down. Unfortunately, Cease is solo, 11 health, needs to be careful of that zone. This zone will do 10 damage, and there Cease goes down. Airwax going down. Fresh is holding this down his own. Fresh didn't go down there. He is back in this game. When we tuned into him last, he was absolute shambles, and now he's looking amazing, battling for height against Zayt, two of the best players in the world. Zayt coming second last game. He might be able to close this out. You have to assume with Luda's team going down that his team will jump into the lead if he keeps closing this out. Fresh trying to break the builds down as Zayt tries to get down.
Look what he has in his pocket though, as you said. It's a blue RPG trying to break the build. Smart decision not to try and force the build battle there, but he can use this rocket to his advantage right now.
He's going for the flopper play. He's got the fish, so he's waiting late here. Zayt's on the high ground. He's going to knock it out. Zayt didn't think there'd be anyone behind him because Fresh has these fish, so right now Fresh is taking a large amount of storm damage, but he has those orange fish that he can use for 50 health back within half a second. Symmetrical now battling the NA Pro as well. Zayt goes down. Our current team in second. Fresh is on the high ground. We see Symmetrical down there as well. Elevate, Twisty. They're going for right now 3 teams alive, 5 players.
And such a heads-up play for Mr. Fresh Asian, waiting for Zayt and taking high ground back. That was 1,000 IQ from Mr. Fresh Asian, who completely flipped this round on its head and regained control to win this game. Mr. Fresh Asian is playing near perfect Fortnite right now. And guess what? We got Symmetrical versus Mr. Fresh Asian in a 1-versus-1. It's good old-fashioned.
It's OCE versus NA right now. Fresh can close this one out. He was so modest earlier today that he doesn't think he can stack up against these international pros, and I think he can. It's a 1v1. Symmetrical look at the RPG comes out, and Fresh closes it out. The victor of last year's Pro-Am coming out on top today. 23 points total. They come back in game 2.
Can you believe what we just saw? An epic game number 2 and an epic finish from Mr. Fresh Asian, who just played so well, not only as an individual and the shots he was hitting, but also the intelligence to go back into the storm, recognizing he has some fish to consume for instant health, waiting for Zayt to push one by one with floors.
Effectively just beef themselves up for the final rotations here. You can see again Lachlan up at the top with Mr. Fresh Asian. Perfect positioning coming out of those guys, but they do have to be very careful. Now they are starting to tarp out. They're starting to tarp out over the water, which is actually a very good play because if you do end up being shot down, no fall damage.
Yeah, that's a great call out. as Benji Fishy still leading his team. Airwalk's in a good position as well. So I've been so impressed with Mr. Fresh Asian and how he's leading his team, playing so well as an individual, and all three of them are still alive. Gonna get tagged up right now though. Shots are gonna come in for Airwalks on Leon. Leon does go down, so all eyes on Airwalks as the last member alive here. He's going up against Trapped, a Ghost Gaming member here in Australia.
Yeah, and it looks as though he is trying to build, reinforce, get Leon to come back a little bit so he may be able to get the revive off. The other players, I don't think understand where he's been, but unfortunately for him, he is going to have to make it to the zone. It is ticking by 10 at this point, so he's not going to have the time to get up his teammate. He is going to be alone for the rest of this game, so we're going to have to see what he's able to do here.
FaZe, NRG, 100 Thieves, so many great organizations still alive here, and their players are representing well. TSM as well with Zexro on screen. Mr. Fresh Asian, though, of Renegades doing it well with 3 eliminations to his name right now, and high ground in a good position. Under some duress right now from an RPG coming at him. And he's going to be able to almost get a tag on Magma.
Ooh, that edit, though, ends up getting Magma down, gets all of his loot, gets the health as well. He is going to have to prepare because there are still 11 teams and the 17 players alive, so we have hit the first threshold for placement points. We see one of the X2 twins, Jordan, unfortunately in the zone. His health is going to be going down very quickly, and he does end up falling there on the bottom of the screen. You can see Benji Fishy as well, trying to go through. He just floppered, so he might actually make it out. We're gonna have to see if he does or not. Epic Will at the very top, playing for his life. He is by himself, but you know what? Epic Will is such a consistent player. He goes for the trap, unfortunately doesn't get it off in time, and the other player was able to escape.
Richie Stanaway picking up elimination on Airwalk. So I mentioned how we've been by Richie. Mr. Fresh Asian gonna get tagged up for a headshot. Great shot from Epic Whale from NRG, a great performer at World Cup who's really shown up big here in 2019 and 2020 as a top player in Fortnite. Mr. Fresh Asian, though, with Epic right above him. It's going to be an interesting fight, an interesting battle for high ground here. Let's see if Mr. Fresh Asian has some more tricks up his sleeve like he did in Game 2.
Yeah, and you can see Epic Will did end up taking Lachlan out there. We have 12 players left in this lobby, but it seems like so many more when this zone is moving. The pressure is on, and you're going to have to use everything you have. Everything is coming down to this moment right here. 10 players left, 9 teams. That means 1 duo is left. The rest are solos. It is everybody fighting for their lives at this point.
Yeah, well, Bumper's going to take out one, but tough spot. Temp is going to go down here. Mr. Fresh Asian has the flopper. Same situation as last. We said 1,000 IQ last game. Let's see if he can do it again.
Yeah, and he is lagging a little bit behind Cease, but he is methodically building over. You can see using the floppers to mitigate a lot of that storm damage, not panicking at all. Zate is going to rain down some shots with that SMG, is going to take a moment to make sure he's at maximum shield, but does hold high ground right now over everyone else in this lobby.
Yeah, you called it. All solos left, I believe. It's a one-on-one-on-one-on-one. 5 players left alive. Benji Fishy trying to hold it down for the UK and EU, who hasn't shown up incredibly well yet. Cease trying to do it as well. Mr. Fresh Asian does get taken out here. Zate is holding it down with high ground, but it's not, maybe not for long. Cease just tunneling and staying alive here on low ground.
Yeah, and he is actually going to go back into the storm to see if he can get anything out. Has 10 health left, but has a ton of mats. Oh my gosh, Cease actually gets taken out by Zate. Oh my gosh, we have 2 players remaining.
Benji, I think. No, Rory
against Zate. Zate has 8 health left, 6, and it's not going to be enough. Rory ends up again from the high ground with the RPG. Second game in a row. We have seen it end in that fashion. You can see the team there breathing a sigh of relief. It must feel amazing to take Game 3 in that fashion.
Undoubtedly. Rory's going to represent the Asian region here, playing with Crazy Boy, my man who's most stylish. I don't know, stylish.
Like Shady is, you are laughing. Everyone has to come to you. You get to stay there and save your materials. We see Fresh's team was also very, very close.
And here we go. As you get to late games, that means the circles are getting smaller and smaller. You see these builds, these tunnels start to come. Every player is just trying to safely rotate into the next circle, which at the bottom right of your screen, you can see where that half-half zone is, as Waziantix just mentioned. Ooh, a great shot put in by Mr. Fresh Asian, and he's going to continue his spree. Picks up a 6th elimination. That's the most in one game that I have seen so far. Mr. Fresh Asian continues to play perfect at the Australian Open.
He takes down Ruben Styles. Enshway not one of them ones to be able to do it, but maybe Enshway going to come out on top as the top musician elimination today as well. Ruben Styles going down. Fresh has got himself there, and he is definitely playing his game. Luda and Chance are still in there, though, so it's definitely not Fresh's game to run away with. They do have some competition there near the top. Lachlan shooting in now as well. Lachlan's got 2 eliminations under his belt. That's 8 for this team, and they are going for more. Ken stuck under that stair, unfortunately. Lachlan trying to find the angle, but he can't. It's a very awkward spot, but then Fresh, with the teamwork, wraps back around and has the other angle. They are playing so well as a unit.
Takes out the RPG to absolutely destroy the bottom of that cover, which supports Lachlan for an opportunity to go big. Fresh Asian's playing so incredibly well right now. 7 eliminations. Lachlan has 2, as mentioned. That's 9 for the team, and they're not done yet.
No, they're pushing up. Fresh is looking for more, and he has those floppers. We saw how instrumental they were into his victory last time. Enshway goes down, though, so Lachlan and Fresh going to have to close this one out. There he is. He goes down, but then Fresh instantly dropping down to get the loot, though, off him, so he might have the material. Yeah, he's going back down for it. We see Benji Fishy over here. We talk about his leadership, and look, all 3 players are alive in a great position on 36 points. So players at home, folks, you're not going to see the stakes until the end, but you can see 36 points on Benji. We saw Fresh on low 40, so look for that points, because that's how you know who's going to come out on top.
Richie Stanway, who professional race car driver in Australia, who we mentioned was also playing very well as an individual. Mr. Fresh Asian picks out another. Make that 7.
Oh, he's running away with it. Fresh is looking so good right now. 48 points. Rotating zone comes out and he's trying to make his way to it. Benji on the high ground, though. He can pick up a lot of points here, but Fresh is running away with it with his eliminations. Placement points about to start coming up. We have 14 teams alive. As soon as you see that number drop below 12, they're going to start gaining 3 points every few people going down.
You're spot on. Placement points and elimination points. 1 point per elimination. And of course, once we get to it, 3 points per placement, essentially. Benji Fishy in the best position, though. We talked about Elevate earlier, still alive and making some noise. You can never count him out as a top player in Fortnite, but Benji Fishy and co, he's leading his team so well, building for his team so well on the high ground.
Look at these teams. Look at the pro players. They're warmed up now, and that's what today's about. They're getting warm up. You can see Elevate, Zexor, you can see all of them still there. Slayer's in there as well. But it looks like Benji Fishy's team has the numbers advantage. I see Alithia. I don't see the 3rd player, but I also, at the same time, Chances and Luda still sticking together as well. So they're looking great. And Fresh picks up another elimination, eats the flopper, and look at him. He's in zone, but he's got that extra flopper too. There's a med kit there. I don't think I'll have time to use it. We still have Benji Fishy's team on high ground. Look at the 40 points. They're racking them up because at high ground, you can pick up more eliminations. Benji has 7. He's saying, Fresh, no, you're not running away with this one. I'm going to put a fight on.
Benji and Mr. Fresh Asian going tit for tat right now with elimination. 7 apiece. Who's going to end up with more? We will see, but Benji's in a great position right now with the high ground to make it rain. It's a firing range right now for Benji.
It is, but at the same time, Fresh down on low ground. He is a very scrappy, very good player mechanically. I see a few of those content creators and celebrities down there. That's when they start to get lost. Epic Whale, obviously coming top 3 at World Cup in solos, carrying it out solo. No, Magma coming up behind him. Magma is still alive to support him there. Shots coming out from Epic Whale on high ground. We see Chances very far from zone. I have to assume he's going to go down there, which will close out Luda's chance, though. So if we can see if Fresh is still here, Parfy going down as well. He pops the flopper to just delay the inevitable, but unless he picks up an elimination right now, he has to go down. Fresh is still alive, 56 points. He has 9 eliminations, 3 on Lachlan, who has gone down, though. He's got no more health meds, though. Needs to push out. He needs this elimination so badly. He gets the siphon. He has a 61 health now with the extra 50, taking down Richie. He's pushing forward, 25 health. The edits come out. He's getting stuck a little bit, but now he's moving forward. 3 teams alive.
Mr. Fresh Asian, someone stop him. He's playing unstoppable right now. Perfect Fortnite, connects with the siphon right when he needed it, but right now, he is in a world of hurt. Crowd, he needs your energy.
It is. If someone's going to stop him, it's got to be Benji Fishy. He gets the meds off, though. He's actually looking okay. Lithia, Benji have the numbers advantage. He's versing one of the best players in the world above him. He said he couldn't go toe-to-toe with these guys. He beat Symmetrical. Can he somehow, against all odds, take this one out and then take down Alithia and Benji Fishy? 52 points on them, and we see 63 on Fresh, though. So I think he's won this one, but can he close out the game? Can he do it for bragging rights? He's pushing forward. He's going for the high ground. Tries to get a shot on Benji. He can't make his way through. He's got the RPG. If he can knock him down.
You gotta think this is a 1 versus 1 right now, really, and Benji Fishy's gonna come out on top as Alethea gets dropped to low ground, but ultimately, Benji Fishy and Alethea were in such a perfect position to close that one out. I gotta say, we said tit for tat. Benji had 10. I don't know, Mr. Fresh Asian had 10 or 11. These two are performing so incredibly well. Benji Fishy does it again. 10 elims, 11 for the team, and he leads his team to a victory royale here in game number 4. That's going to shake things up undoubtedly.
Yeah, definitely. That made it so much more tight at the top. We could. Zay went down, unfortunately, there.